Translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. The sages said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intended for us to do. For even though you are the supreme ruler of all, you speak in favor as if we had done something good for you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The sages could understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is above everyone, was speaking as if he were in the wrong. Therefore, it was difficult for them to understand the words of the Lord. They could understand, however, that the Lord was speaking in such a humble way just to show them His all-merciful favor. Next verse, I will recite myself. Brahmanyasya param devam brahmanaha kilate prabho vipranam deva devanam bhagavan atma daivatam. O Lord, you are the supreme director of all of the Brahmanical culture. You are considering the Brahmanas to be in the highest position is your example for teaching others. Actually, you are the supreme worshipable deity, not only for the gods, but for the Brahmanas also. Purport. In the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of all causes. There are undoubtedly many demigods, the chiefs of whom are the Brahma and Shiva. Lord Vishnu is the Lord of Brahma and Shiva, not to speak of the Brahmanas in this material world. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord is very favorable towards all activities performed according to Brahmanical culture or the qualities of control of the senses and mind, cleanliness, forbearance, faith in scriptures, and practical and theoretical knowledge. The Lord is the super soul of everyone. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord is the source of all emanation. Thus, He is also the source of Brahma and Shiva. Doesn't see Bhaktivedanta purport. So here, from this verse onwards, the Kumara starts offering prayers to the Lord. After hearing this scenario of glorification of Brahmanas by the Lord, the Kumara started replying to that perspective. They said, Rushaya Vuchuhu, the four Kumaras, they are addressing the Lord. Na vayam Bhagavan Vidmas. O Supreme Lord, we do not know. Na vayam Vidmaha, we do not know what you want from us. Tavadeva Chikirshitam, what is your desire? Chikirshitam, what is your icha? What you wanted from us. Krutome anugrahascheti. You are saying as if we had done a favor for you. Anugrahaha. Yad adyakshaha prabhasase. You speak, but you are the supreme ruler of everyone. You are the controller of everyone. But you speak as if we have done some favor for you. That's why it said, O Supreme Lord, O Bhagavan, we are unable to know what you intended for us to do. Na vayam vidmaha tava chikirshitam. What was your desire? What you intended for us? We don't know. Na vayam vidmaha tava chikirshitam. For even though you are the supreme ruler of all, yad adyakshaha, you speak in our favor as if we had done something good for you. Prabhasase krutome anugrahascheti. What favor we have done? Anugraha. Prabhasase, you speak as if we have done something special for you, something good for you. The sages could understand the Lord was above everyone, was speaking as if he was in the wrong situation. Therefore, it was difficult for them to understand the words of the Lord. The mood in which the Lord was portraying himself as if he had committed the mistake, even though his servants had done the mistake. That humility of the Lord humbled the four Kumaras. Because Kumaras were in the situation that somebody stopped them, they became angry. So how can you stop me? But when Lord exhibited that humility, now Kumaras could understand how a Vaishnava should respect others. When there is something wrong, how a Vaishnava responds to the situation even though he is not at wrong. They could understand that the Lord was speaking in such a humble way just to show them His all merciful favor. One of the quality of the Lord, all merciful. So how Lord is exhibiting, and Kumaras could understand that aspect of the Lord. And in the next verse it says, Brahmanyasya param daivam. The Lord's position, what is this? Param daivam, He is in the highest position of the supreme director of the Brahmanical culture. Brahmanaha kilate prabhoho. And you are teaching through the Brahmanas to the whole world, because they are the teachers for the whole world. They are the spiritual masters for the whole. Vipranam Deva Devanam, even for the Brahmanas and to the demigods, Deva Devanam, Bhagavan Atma Daivatam, you are the worshipable deity. Said, O Lord, Prabhu, you are the supreme director of the Brahmanical culture, Brahmanyasya. You considering Brahmanas to be in the highest position, Brahmanaha Param Daivam, is your example for teaching others, Kilate. So through Brahmanas, you are teaching to the whole world. Because Brahmana is a teacher for everyone. Patan, Patan, Ejan, Yajan, Dana, Pratigra. For austerity, penance, simplicity, cleanliness, many qualities are there. So the Brahmanas teach by example. And the Lord is chosen Brahmanas to be His representatives in this material world. That we have seen in the earlier chapters also. Actually, you are the supreme worshipable deity, Bhagavan Atma Daivatam. Not only for the gods, but for the Brahmanas also. Vipranam Deva Devanam. So here again, it is mentioned here, based on Bhagavad Gita, what is Lord's position. The 10th chapter, Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Pravaha. From me comes everything. Aham Adirhi Devanam. I am the source of all demigods. So when Krishna is portraying his position that he is the supreme personality, so that does means everybody in this material world, when they are created by him, they should be subservient to the Lord. The Lord's position is the highest position. So Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, any living entity which is created in this material world, they are all to be subservient to the Lord. Now, how do we consider who is a Brahmana? Is it by birthright or is it by qualification? Kali Yuga's symptoms have degraded, so people have accepted birthright as the basis. But in other yugas, the pedigree was maintained. What do you know? How do you know a pedigree? What do you say pedigree means? In animals, pure breeds are maintained. That is called as pedigree. They maintain the history, genealogy, who is his father, who is his father, who is his father, like that and all. Some genealogy will be maintained. Means that pure breed has been carried. So similarly, earlier, the Brahmanas or any person, Brahmanas, say Brahmanas children will be maximum Brahmanas, Kshatriyas children will be maximum Kshatriyas. How? They maintain that purity in their consciousness, purity in their actions also. So Shastras say, this is quoted by Jiva Goswami in a context, he says, in Skanda Purana, spoken by Lord Sri Narada, he says, Kulachara Vihinopi Drudabhaktir Jitendriyaha Prashastam Sarva Lokanam Natu Ashtadasha Vidyakaha Bhaktihino Dvijashanta Sajjati Dharmikastata. So Narada Muni is saying, on what basis who is devotee, who is a Brahmana and who is not a Brahmana? Kulachara Vihinopi, a person who has no Kula Achara, who is not a qualified person by birthright. Kulachara Vihinopi Drudabhaktir Jitendriyaha, but he has firm devotion, Drudabhakti. And Jitendriyaha, one who is able to control his senses also. Prashastam Sarva Lokanam Natu Ashtadasha Vidyakaha. He is famous, Prashastam Sarva Lokanam, he is famous across the three worlds, Sarva Lokanam, because of his Drudabhakti. And Natu Ashtadasha Vidyakaha. Bhaktihino Dvijaha, a Brahmana who is devoid of devotion, who has no devotion. Sajjati Dharmika Sat. So even though he may be a peaceful, noble Brahmana, religious, learned in 18 sciences, but Bhaktihino Dvijaha, when he is devoid of devotional service, he is not at all glorious. You may have all material qualifications, no bhakti. You may not have any material qualification, you only have strong devotion. Now, who is better? Who? Yes. So that is the essential point. Krishna explained this concept in Bhagavad Gita also. And the 13th chapter, in the 20 items of knowledge, In that, two items are very especially for devotees, Prabhupada perspective. Prabhupada explains, and Krishna's perspective also. What is that? Acharya Upasanam. Then one more was unalloyed pure devotional service to the Lord. If you have these two qualities, the rest 18 qualities are automatically bestowed upon the devotee. If you have 18 qualities and if you don't have these two qualities, they are of no use. So, service to the spiritual master and pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These two are the important principles in that knowledge aspect of Supreme Lord. The 20 items of knowledge. So, in one context, Krishna also explains how he educates his devotees. So, we also commit mistakes. But only thing is, we have to learn from that mistake and we have to see that we do not repeat that mistake next time. This is one context in 10th canto we come across. A pastime Krishna created between two categories of devotees. One was the Brahmanas, the others were their wives. One day Krishna Balarama with all the cowherd boys, they were all in the forest. After roaming for a long time, the boys came to Krishna and Balarama said, see, we have traversed so much distance, so we are feeling very hungry. So please see that our hunger is mitigated. Now Krishna wanted to do a favor. He wanted to satisfy his devotees, who were the wives of the Brahmanas. So he requested the boys in a nearby place. A group of Brahmanas were assembled there and they are performing a sacrifice with some material intent of going to Swargaloka. You go to them and say, Lord Balarama has come along with his younger brother. He is feeling hungry, so he is asking for some food to be given. Please go and say so and so. The boys went there, paid obeisances to the Brahmanas, and they started speaking in a humble position. They said, we are so and so. We have been deputed by Lord Balarama and Lord Krishna, who are all waiting in a nearby area. We have come here in this area to feed their cows. So they were feeling hungry. On their order, we came here to request you to give us some food. The Brahmanas, after hearing the request, did not respond. They were very silent. They did not bother to even acknowledge their presence. The boys waited for some time. When there was no response, they went back to Krishna and updated that the Brahmanas were not responding. Now Krishna, he said, okay, now you do one thing. Behind the that area, behind there is a curtain where the ladies, the wives of the Brahmanas are there. You go there and explain that Krishna has come with his elder brother now. Now he is hungry. Now he was asking for some food. See, earlier he said to the Brahmanas, Balarama has come with his younger brother. He is saying he is representing Balarama. Here he said Krishna with his elder brother. So this time boys went there. They went to the area. All the ladies were seated there. They were all nicely dressed, nicely decorated. And what was the program, the mantras, whatever being chanted, they are simply sitting there and hearing. And as soon as when they heard that Krishna and Balarama had come there, they immediately got up. Because they had a sincere desire to see how Krishna looks like. Because they have been hearing with Brajavasi women, because the Brahmanas were performing sacrifice. So paraphernalia has to be cleaned, items have to be procured. These women will not go outside. So the local Brajavasi women used to come and help them in their performance of the sacrifices. So when they were coming and they were associating with that woman, they understood Krishna's qualities. They have been simply hearing only. They have never saw Krishna, they never saw Krishna. They have been only hearing from Brajavasi women, who are also not educated category. They are all simple village women, cowhead girls. So, but these people, simply by hearing about Krishna, they develop such a high devotion for Krishna. As soon as they heard that Krishna and Balarama are there, they forgot everything, that the food, Naivedya, what they had prepared to be offered in the sacrifice, immediately they packed everything and they went to Krishna. That intense desire to see Krishna, they forgot the external circumstances. Our husbands are there, our brothers are there, our family members are there. They might not allow, this is first to be offered in the sacrifice. They thought, let them do whatever they want. We will take and feed Krishna. So they all went there, they fed Krishna, they fed Balarama, they fed all the boys to their satisfaction. They offered their prayers. At the end, they remembered when Krishna had eaten the, we have done a problem now. If we go back, what will our husbands think? How will they handle us? How will we be able to face the situation? Because we have prepared bhoga for the sacrifice now. What will happen? All these things and all. Now, by seeing that predicament, that they are very in a precarious situation, Lord Krishna started speaking to them. He said, don't worry, you go back. Your husbands will not take this as a fault. Indeed, they will be very happy for your service. You will be very gloriously accepted back into the families. So don't feel bad. Like that, he assured them, he blessed them. The women unwillingly went back home. When they went back, to their surprise, their husbands welcomed them back home. They were not angry, they were not chastising them or anything. And when the Brahmanas understood what mistake they had done by not offering the food to the Lord, and what benefit their wives have done by serving food to the Lord, they started saying their understanding. They says, Atanusmritya vipraste anvatapyan kritagasaha yad vishveshwarayor yachnam ahanna nirvidambayaho. So, vipraha ata anusmritya, the Brahmanas came back to their senses. They came to their understanding. Earlier they were in the sky, they came back to the ground. They were thinking they were great. But Supreme Lord is the greatest person. In front of him we are tuchya, insignificant. When they came back to their senses, anusmritya. So then, te anvatapyan, they started to feel remorse. Paschatapa, anvatapyan. They thought, kritagasaha, we have done a great offense. What? Ya ahanna yachnam vishvesharayoho. When the two Supreme Lords, Krishna and Balarama, had requested or begging food from us, we did not give them food. Because na nr vidambanayoho, we became bewildered that the Supreme Lord accepted a human form, that we could not perceive that they were the Supreme Lord. Because they came in a human-like form, by which we became carried away. We thought they were some normal human beings. Društva Srinam Bhagavati Krishna Bhaktim Alokim Atmanam cha Tayahinam Anutapta Vyagarhayam. So, Društva Srinam Bhagavati Krishna Bhakti Alokim. When they saw their wives had Alokim Krishna Bhakti, that unalloyed, pure devotional service, what they had for Krishna, when they saw Društva, and Tayahinam, when they saw they did not have that bhakti within them, Tayahinam, Anutaptaha, they felt very sorrow. And Vyagarhayan Atmanamcha, they started condemning themselves. Our wives, they had such a nice bhakti, we were devoid of bhakti. They started feeling very bad. Dig Janmana Trivid Yatrad, Dig Vratam, Dig Bahugnatam, Dig Kulam, Dig Kriyadaksham, Vimuka Yete Adokshajaha. So, Dig Janma, good birth, useless. Na Trivid Yat which threefold birth category, to hell with that threefold birth category. Dig Vratam, to hell with the vows what we have taken. Dig Bahugnatam, to hell with what the knowledge we have learnt. Dig Kulam, to hell with our family, responsibility, all these things and all. Dig Kriya Daksham, our expertise in performing yajnas and fruitive activities, hell with that. Vimuka Yetu Adokshajahe. So those who are averse to Adokshaja, all these qualifications are useless. Your birth, your learning knowledge, your expertise, everything is useless. Vimuka Ye Adokshajaha. Noonam Bhagavato Maya Yoginam api Mohini. This Bhagavato Maya is certainly Yoginam api Mohini. Even yogis become bewildered. Yad Vayam Guruvo Nrunam Swarde Muhyamahe Dvijaha. Yad Vayam Guruvo Nrunam. We are all gurus to the people in general. But Swarde Muhyamahe Dvijaha. Because we have been bewildered, Swa Arte, we forgot our real interest. Jai Shri Radha Govinda ki. Aho Pashyata Narinam Api Krishna Jagadguru. Just see this woman, Narinam, to Krishna who is Jagadguru, their devotion to Krishna. Please see this. Duranta Bhavam Yo Avidyan Mrityu Pashan Grihabidan. Yo Avidyan, their love had broken for them. Mrityu Pashan, the bonds of family, the bonds of cycle of birth and death. Their bhakti to Krishna broke all these principles. That is Grihabidanan, their attachment to family life, everything they discarded. Their bhakti to Krishna, their love for Krishna is so highest that all material things became insignificant for them. Nasam Dvijati Samskaro Na Nivaso Guravapi. They have never got any Dvijati Samskara. Samskaras are only for boys when they go to Guru's place. So for women there is only one Samskara, marriage. So Nasham Dvijati Samskara, no Dvijati Samskara for them. Na Nivaso Guru Api, they did not go to any Guru's place and took any training. Na Tapo, na Atma Mimamsa, they have not gone any tapasya, nor Atma Mimamsa, they have not studied any Vedic philosophy, any self-realization perspective. Na Saucham, na Kriya Shubha, so they have not undergone any cleanliness perspective, na Kriya Shubha, they have not performed any pious activities. Tatapihi Uttama Shloke Krishna Yogeshwara. Still, they had bhakti for Krishna, who is the master of the yogis and who is glorified by choice poetry. We have gone through all these things, but we don't have bhakti to the Lord. Bhaktir Druda na cha asmakam. They have that Druda bhakti, but asmakam no Druda bhakti. Samskaradi matam api. Even though we have undergone all the samskaras, executed all the processes, they have Druda bhakti, we don't have Druda bhakti. Nanu Swartha Vimudanam Pramattanam Grihe Haya Ahona Smarayamasha Gopa Vakye Satam Gatihi. So, Pramattanam Gruha Ihaya, because we have been infatuated with our household activities. We have been carried away, our family, maintenance, wife, children and all, we were thinking in that perspective. And Vimudanam Sarva Arthaha, we became completely devoid of real interest of life. We became bewildered and we lost that Sarva Arthaha. What is that Arthaha? Go back home, back to Godhead. We forgot that real interest. But Gopa Vakyehi, even by just now the Lord, through the words of the simple cowherd boys, when they came there, they tried to present to us through their simple words. Ahona Smarayamasa Satam Gatihi. They reminded us of the ultimate destination of true transcendentalists is to serve the Supreme Lord. The boys came there and gave us an opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord. But we missed that opportunity because of bewilderment. So therefore they said, Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Krishnaya Akunta Medase. O Supreme Lord Krishna, we offer our respectful obeisances. Akunta Medase, whose intelligence is never bewildered. Yan Maya Mohitav Diyaha. By your Maya, our intelligence becomes bewildered. Brahmamana Karma Vartpashu, and we have been rotating in this cycle of birth and death in this fruitive activity. Brahmamana. So, Savaina Adya Purushaha Swamaya Mohitatmanam Avijñatanubhavanam Kshantum Arhasi Atikramam. So, finally they are saying, Swamaya Mohitatmanam, because we are all bewildered by Krishna Maya. Avijñataha, we could not understand the position of Lord Krishna. Anubhavanam, his influence as a Supreme Lord. Savaina Adya Purushaha, as a Supreme Adya Purushaha. So, kshantum arhasi atikramam. Please forgive us for the offense of not serving you. So, we may be by birth Brahmana, we may be following all the regulative principles, but that Dhrida Bhakti is not there. Yeah, everything is useless. But their wives, simply, what is their qualification? Hearing about Krishna. Simply hearing about Krishna, they developed such a Dhrida Bhakti to Krishna that itself gave them an opportunity to serve the Lord, to see the Lord. And Lord assured them, they wanted to be in the association of the Lord. They don't want to go back to their home. But Lord said, this is not the system. You have to go back. This life, you engage in tapasya. Next life, once you quit this body, you will come back to me in my permanent association. The Lord blessed them with a favor. So, we have to understand, birthright is not the basis. So, what was the Lord intention? Like how Kumaras got bewildered. They were saying, as if we have done a favor. Yes. What favor they have done, Kumaras, to the Lord? The Lord wanted to take incarnations in this material world. They facilitated the Lord in that purpose. How many incarnations came because of this one incident? Varaha, Narsimha, Rama, Lakshmana, then one, that you take it as one. Earlier is two. Then Krishna and Balarama. So altogether 5 incarnations came. Just because of this one incident. So 5 times Lord had come to this material world. So this is a favor to the Lord, because Lord once in a while comes to reclaim the fallen souls. So they had executed in the mission of the Lord to come to this material world. Like for example, one more pastime was there. We all know that Samudra Mantana pastime. How many incarnations came just for that purpose of that one pastime? 3. Who and all? Mohini, Kurma, Sahasrabahu, Dhanvantari, Ajita. So 5 pastimes, 5 personalities of Vishnu were there in that pastime. So, how Lord enacts by our limited intelligence, we cannot know. Why Lord is creating a situation. He wanted to show, even though you may be a great personality, when you are devoid of bhakti, they are all useless. So in this context, there was a story referred by Jiva Goswami from Padma Purana. This is in context with who is a great devotee. Between a competition between a king and a Brahmana. There was a king by name Chola who was ruling the Chola Desha. His capital was known as Kantipura in South Indian part. A great personality. Sincerely he wanted to serve the Lord. So because of his opulence, he was serving the Lord. One day he went to Guruvayur deity, Ananta Padmanabha. He went to that deity and he started serving the Lord. Because of his rich opulence, he had placed huge items in front of the lotus feet of the Lord. Gold, diamonds, rubies, by various things, he had decorated the lotus feet of the Lord. And he started offering prayers, all these things and all. In the meantime, one more Brahmana came, a simple Brahmana, who just came there with some tulsi leaves and the manjaris and some pot of water. He decorated the lotus feet of the Lord with manjaris and the tulsi leaves and offered the water at the lotus feet of the Lord. And he started singing and dancing and offering prayers to the Lord. The king was sitting there, and when he saw this Brahmana came, then his entire decoration of jewels, diamonds, everything has been covered by tulsi, he became a little angry. Arey, what a opulent seva I have done. You have come with some few insignificant tulsi leaves, you have spoiled my entire area of service to the Lord. My rich decoration has been spoiled by your simple tulsi leaves. And he started scolding. Have you ever known what is bhakti? Have you ever gone have you done any tapasya, or have you done any austerities, or have you done any like that? He started scolding the Brahmana. The Brahmana also became angry. He said, do you know what is bhakti? Do you know what is devotion? Do you know what is value of tulsi? Like that, this conversation went on, and this discussion went on. At one particular point, the king challenged, today I am going to show you what is real bhakti to you. So, how Lord Vishnu will be pleased and satisfied, like that he started commenting. At one particular point, the challenge was accepted. The king went back home and he started a sacrifice with his priest, King Mudgala. He performed a huge sacrifice. All great sages across the universe or place across the world have reached there. He performed the sacrifice in such a way that either side of the Tamarparni river was full of golden articles and sacrificial arena, and everything was so opulent. Everybody were given so much dakshina, that so much wealth. Everybody became satisfied. They all blessed the king for good auspicious returns. In the meantime, the Brahmana was staying in the temple only. So whole day he was standing in front of the Lord. He was offering prayers, he was singing, dancing, he was offering tulsi, he was following Ekadasi, he was following all the possible devotional perspectives and all, simply staying in front of the Lord and satisfying all the service of the Lord. So like this went on for a long time. So the Brahmana one day, every day he used to cook some naivedya and he used to offer to the Lord. So when he was about to offer, after cooking, when he went for a hand wash or something like that, when he came back, he saw the pot was vanished. So since he could not offer to the Lord, he was fasting that day. So like this incident happened for 7 days. Every day he was keeping it ready. By the blink of an eye, the pot was being stolen. So he was thinking, what is happening? Who is that person who is stealing away this pot? So on the 7th day, he was waiting for an opportunity. After finishing the ready preparation, he went aside and he was staying there to see who is that person who is stealing this pot. Suddenly he saw one very thin, lean man, almost like about to pass away or something like that. A Chandala of lowest category, he was coming and stealing that pot and going away. So initially the Brahmana thought of catching him and punishing him because he was obstructing in the devotional service, offering which was meant to the Lord. But when he saw that person in such a piteous state, he became very compassionate and he thought not to persuade him. So that person, when he saw this Brahmana was watching him, he started taking that pot and running away. This Brahmana was started running behind him. Arevol, you are so lean and thin. This is so dry food. How you can eat? At least put some ghee into that. It is very difficult to eat such a dry food. That person was thinking this Brahmana was about to catch me and hit me, that he started running further. But because of no energy and with a heavy pot he was running, he fell down and collapsed onto the ground and he became unconscious. When Brahmana came nearby, then he saw the situation of this person. In such a pitiable situation, like sunstroke if you fall down. You don't know what is happening, you are lost in consciousness. He removed his chadar and he started fanning him. After some time, to his consciousness, when he saw, it was the Supreme Lord who was there, lying down, and he was fanning the Supreme Lord. So Lord was testing him. How you will respond, how you will react to the situation. When he saw the Supreme Lord, he became immediately in a submissive mode. He offered prayers, he offered obeisances, and he was in a confusion state because he did not know what to do, how to receive the Lord. He never expected. So Lord became very happy with him and he said, I have been very satisfied with your bhakti, so I am giving you an opportunity to associate with me in my eternal abode. Immediately an aeroplane came, so Lord made him sit on that aeroplane and took him to Vaikuntha. And while he was going through Vaikuntha, he was passing through the sacrifice where the king was sitting and doing that sacrifice. When that king saw that the Brahmana was going faster than him to the Vaikuntha, then he realized, my money is useless, my sacrifice is useless, my giving charity is useless. Then what is his realization? He says, Yes pardaya maya chaitad yajna danadikam kritam sa Vishnu rupadruk vipro yati vaikuntam mandiram. So, I competed with him by performing many sacrifices and giving wealth in charity. And yet it was he, the Brahmana, who attained the favor of the Lord and he went to Vaikuntha first beyond me. Tasmat danaischa yajnaischa naiva Vishnu prasidati. By dana, yajna, Lord Vishnu will never be satisfied. Bhaktireva paramam tasya nidanam darshane vibho. Bhaktireva paramam tasya. Only by bhakti, Lord will be satisfied. And he is pleased only by nidanam darshane vibho. The Lord will give his darshana for us, only by bhakti. Therefore it said, Vishnu bhaktim sitam dehi manova kaya karma bihi. So please bestow me with Vishnu Bhakti, with my manasa, vacha and karmana. Iti uktva so apatad vahno sarvesham eva pashyatam. So immediately by standing before the sacrificial area, the king called it 3 times. Give me eternal engagement in your devotional, in your lotus feet. With my body, by words, by mind, by my deeds. And he started saying that. And after saying this, in that sacrificial arena where he was standing, he became an ahuti into the Lord. That Brahmana Mudgala who was standing there, he tried to pull him back by his hair. But only hair came to him. That Brahmana, that person went into the fire. But the Supreme Lord came out of the fire and bringing him in outside, by seeing his sincerity, by his repentance, and that competitive spirit has all gone. Now he became a sincere, pure devotee. He blessed him also to take him to Vaikuntha. So in that way, both of them became the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. The first person, Vishnu Das, who was that Brahmana, he became known as Punya Shila, and this king of Chola became known as Shushila. So in that way, the Acharyas were also setting an example by referring these stories. The Shastras are setting these stories. So what is that perspective for us? So we have to be very humble in our endeavor. We should never think by our material appliances, by our qualifications, we can never satisfy the Lord. Only bhakti, with unconditional bhakti, can serve the Lord and be satisfied, can be Lord be satisfied. So I'll stop here. Any questions or doubts? So Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.